Senator Marshall.
Thank you again, Chair Murray. You may hear the abortion lobby say that maternal mortality is up to 14 times more for carrying a pregnancy to term as opposed to an abortion. But in absolute terms, the chances of dying from pregnancy is approximately 0.024%, which, let me be very clear, is unacceptable. It's too high of a rate. Before Dobbs or after Dobbs, it's too high. Let me also point out that more women ages 20 to 44 die each year from trauma, cancer, heart disease, suicide, homicide, liver disease, diabetes, and stroke than pregnancy-related complication. And finally this, please realize that HHS does not require actual reporting of abortion complications. While the abortion industry is quick to claim that eradicating all protections from the unborn is the only way to lower maternal mortality rates, abortion is not the solution to this crisis. Rather, the nation should focus on addressing the underlying causes that lead to maternal mortality. Here in our nation's capital, for example, has the fewest laws protecting life in the womb compared to the other 50 states, but its mortality rate of 36 per 100,000 means that women in D.C. are 50% more likely to die from pregnancy-related causes as women in the rest of the nation. For Black mothers, the situation is even worse, and according to Maternal Mortality Report of 2019, Black women accounted for 90% of all pregnancy-related deaths in the districts. The maternal mortality rate for Black mothers in D.C. is 71 per 100,000, dwarfing, tripling the national average. And it's especially a problem here in D.C. wards 7 and 8. If I describe this particular geographical area, they have no hospitals with birth wards. They only have 3 grocery stores and drastically fewer pharmacies than the other wards. These are issues we can and must address. Each time we spend taxpayer dollars funding the abortion industry, we take away money and resources from providing real solutions for mothers and our nation's most valuable resource, our children. Ms. Swindell, if you had a clinic in D.C. in this high mortality rate, how could you impact the maternal mortality rate?
Oh, we would definitely have an impact. Thank you for that question. You know, Stanton Healthcare, we are a nonprofit, life-affirming women's medical clinic. We don't charge for any of the services that we provide, and we have a very high focus on pre- and postnatal education, a very high focus on quality prenatal care, and then also putting together an individualized care plan for every woman who walks through our doors. And so we make sure that she has a solid support system, that she has all of the resources that she needs, that there is a plan in place. And our program runs the duration, it's 9 months of pregnancy, whatever that point is that she comes to our center, and then a minimum of 9 months after that. So it's an 18-month program, and it even goes beyond that. We have moms that come in that their children, their babies, their Stanton babies, as we call them, are 10 years old now, 5 years old, and they still come in, and we are that support and resource for them. So we're seeing very good results through our individualized care program. Again, it's that focus on pre- and postnatal education and good prenatal care.
Yeah, thank you for that answer. I want to keep on this topic of this ill-conceived concept about abortion being safer than pregnancy. You know, first of all, stating the obvious, the mortality rate for the unborn baby is almost 100% in abortions and very low in childbirth. We also believe that continuing pregnancy is very protective of the mother and child, particularly when we think about suicide rates of women that have had babies versus the abortion women that have had abortions. We think about even higher incidence of trauma and murder for women that have had abortions as opposed to women who have bore their pregnancy and had children. Do you see many problems with a post-abortion syndrome, emotional distress, suicidal because of the abortion?
Thank you, Senator. Yes, we do. In fact, Stanton Healthcare runs an after-abortion care program, and that support program is always full. We have women that walk through our doors that are very traumatized after having abortion. Most women experience both short-term and long-term physical and emotional challenges after an abortion. In fact, studies show that 1 in 4 women that undergo an abortion express feelings of depression, anxiety, regret, things that follow along with that, substance abuse to try and numb the pain, hallucinations of their child, nightmares. Women experience things like being very stressed out at certain time on the clock, because that's when the baby, when the abortion happened and the baby was killed. And my own mother suffered from the pain of a past abortion. In fact, she only became suicidal after she had had an abortion. She was never suicidal before that. She also, may she rest in peace, passed away in 2016. But she always regretted her abortion, and she became a very big supporter of Stanton Healthcare so that other women wouldn't have to go through the same experience she did.
Thank you so much. I yield back.